He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
We are live, syndicated radio broadcast on this Friday, the 7th day of May 2010. Gerald Celente, Trends Forecaster, joining us in the next hour to discuss the record 1,000-point plunge in the stock market, which even CNBC experts are saying had to be contrived, had to be manipulated, had to be some type of insider trading and manipulation, not somebody with fat fingers. Then Bob Chapman, the hour after that, joins us on the same important subject. Now, we're going live with a video at Infowars.com in the next 30 minutes with an article that Aaron Dykes has written. And this video is so important. This video is so key that you're about to see. And it deals with this Missouri case of a SWAT team for a gram of marijuana. That's less than a thimble, less than a marijuana cigarette. SWAT teaming a middle-class home, killing a corgi and a bulldog, and pointing machine guns at the 7-year-old kid, and bossing everybody around, and then charging them with child endangerment and sicking the CPS on them to try to take their children, kidnap their children, because they had marijuana. And in this video, I integrate the fact that the U.S. government can't hide it anymore, that they grow the opium in Afghanistan. It was declassified in Vietnam. Thousands of tons of heroin were shipped out, opium and heroin. It was declassified in '96. The CIA ran the crack cocaine epidemic and even gave the dealers the recipe to make crack. That's on record. The majority of narcotics is shipped into the United States. Now, they raid people that smoke marijuana, and they call it a narcotic, more than they do people using hard drugs the government brings in. 86% of Americans who use illegal drugs only use marijuana. Over 80% of Americans have used marijuana. So 80+% of you are in danger. And the rest of you are in danger because they constantly raid the wrong house or an informant lies. Think about it. Is the evil of paramilitary cops coming in your house at midnight, shooting your dogs, terrorizing your children worth it, and then having CPS try to take their children for a gram of marijuana? Is this freedom? While the government, because they can't hide it anymore, says, well, to be patriotic, we grow the opium. We help the villages. Now, again, this has come out for years in foreign media. Now it's mainstream news in Reuters, AP, you name it. But they say this is what we have to do, because if we don't ship the drugs out, Al-Qaeda will, and they'll get the money. And there's no investigation then of who's getting the money or where it's being shipped. They just say, it's for Al-Qaeda. We're going to naked body scan you and your family to fight Al-Qaeda. We're going to grow the opium to fight Al-Qaeda. We're going to secretly arrest citizens and strip you of your rights to fight Al-Qaeda. And they've grown this giant paramilitary force that trains with the military under the drug war. Now they're saying it's for the Tea Parties, gun owners, conservatives, libertarians. They're now going to rotate this system over and expand it against the general public. And you watch these cops, their body language, they're clearly enjoying it. The more the father cries, the bigger a power trip they get on. And if these cops don't know that most drugs are shipped in by the government, and if they don't know that when drugs were legal 80 years ago, there was much less drug abuse in this country, if they don't know that prohibition of alcohol radically expanded the amount of crime in the country and corrupted police, and that when they didn't have prohibition anymore, they created drug prohibition to keep their business going. And it was the government and government-controlled groups that actually shipped the drugs in and started the drug culture in America. This is a fact, ladies and gentlemen. So they ship the drugs in as a pretext to put you in their private prisons that are predominantly owned by the big money laundering banks. The drug dealers bring the drugs in, then they put you in their private prisons, making 25 cents an hour on average, displacing everybody else's jobs and lowering the wages even more than the illegal aliens do. So it's all about destroying the economy to consolidate it. And that's why we're in Afghanistan. $500 billion a year in opium. It was less than $50 billion a year in opium coming out pre-9/11. Okay? So that's what's happening. We were sent to Afghanistan, number one, to take control of the opium, number two, for the Unocal oil pipeline and natural gas pipelines, number three, for weapon sales, number four, to encircle and put a buffer between the stands north of there in Russia and China. And this is all strategically laid out. It is a fact that the Anglo-American establishment are the biggest narcotics traffickers in the world. The British East India Company had a worldwide monopoly on opium. They set up a monopoly organization at Yale in 1832 known as Skull and Bones. That's mainline history, that Skull and Bones was a narcotics trafficking gang. But opium was legal then. They would hire their own ships to hunt down as pirates and kill anybody trying to ship in opium. So see, they always had trouble having a monopoly, just like De Beers with the diamonds and how they'll hunt you down and use mercenaries if you mine diamonds that you don't sell to them. That's all this is. But again, it's gone too far. This gives their paramilitary police, who are now coming for political dissidents, literal death squads. These are death squads in the making, in the training. And you see their cold-bloodedness, how dehumanized the American people are, where they kill your dogs. And we've seen the CNN video. Let's play the CNN video first. The CNN video, and there's countless videos of a dog gets out, runs up, Labrador, with its tail wagging, cop shotgun it in the face. I have done many TV programs here locally in Austin where I would go to homes and see a lab, a black lab, with bullets, its guts, its brains everywhere, bullets that went through the wall into the baby's crib. No marijuana was found. And the cops don't apologize. They throw flashbangs into babies' cribs. That happened in Midland. Another case in Midland a few years ago. The cops shot their own officer in the back and then framed the guy in the house who didn't even have guns. He had a toy black powder gun that he'd gotten when he was a kid, and they tried to say that was the gun. And then a SWAT team officer told the truth and said, no, we shot our own officer in the back. It's a .223 round. And then they released the audio tapes where the cops were on the tape admitting they'd done it. You are not human to them. You don't exist. Your dog doesn't exist. Your child crying, seeing the dead dog doesn't exist. They are getting off on this. And all cops don't have this mentality, but the system is trying to train them and literally possess them with this authoritarian, thug, nightmare mentality. So let's play that clip of the dog being shot for wagging its tail.
He's got information that he's involved in some type of robbery in Davidson County. I got dogs for them. Jesus Christ, sir. I promise you. There's no weapons on the side. Jesus, I swear to God, I'm sorry, man. It's not me. I got to put dogs in the car. I don't want to jump out there. I saw you behind me, and I'm sitting in
All right. Now, there are so many of these clips. That's not the one I was even looking for. There's another clip where it's broad daylight. The lab runs right up with its tail wagging, and they just shotgun it right in the face. But it's video after video after video of things like this in the name of stopping drugs that the government has been caught over and over again shipping in, and now they're not even caught. They think you're so stupid and so weak-minded, they just come right out and say, you know what? We are actually helping them grow it.